All right, so we got to talk about this Drake situation. It's wild. I mean, it's really like one of those you got to see it to believe it situations going down right now in the hip hop world. We're talking about some serious allegations here. Allegations that could seriously change how we see one of the biggest names in music.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all about whether or not Drake's been using ghostwriters.
You know, for his most personal tracks.
Right, like those really introspective timestamp records that he's built his reputation on.
And especially coming after Drake's been so vocal about his issues with Kendrick and his label. I mean, the timing is just crazy.
It is. It adds like a whole new layer to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of fascinating to watch unfold.
Totally. So the source of all this drama, well, some mysterious figure online decided to leak what they claim are reference tracks for some of Drake's biggest hits.
And not just any tracks, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the songs that really made Drake who he is, the ones that people connect with on a deeper level. So this could have major implications for his legacy.
Absolutely. And this isn't just like some minor detail. We're talking about potential ghostwriting for songs that are supposed to be his most authentic and personal work.
Yeah, if these allegations are true, it could really damage Drake's reputation. We've heard whispers about possible ghostwriting before, especially for his more melodic stuff.
But this is different.
This is different. This strikes at the very core of hip-hop, where authenticity is everything.
It's like the whole foundation of the genre. To be real, to tell your own story.
Exactly. And when you look at the initial reactions from Drake's camp and his fans, it's all about shutting it down, calling it fake news, trying to sweep it under the rug.
But come on, we've seen this before.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes these things have a way of coming back to bite.
They do. So let's unpack this a bit. The idea seems to be that for his more melodic tracks, Drake takes inspiration, maybe a little too much, from artists like Lil Yachty and Party Next Door.
He's definitely got a knack for capturing those vibes.
And there's some weight to that idea because reference tracks from those artists have surfaced before.
Which lends credence to the theory that he's been using them as a blueprint, maybe even taking more than just a little inspiration.
Exactly. But these new allegations about the timestamp records, that's where things get really interesting.
That's the heart of it all.
Here, the suggestion is that Drake has been using lesser-known writers, people who can capture his voice without being instantly recognizable. And that name, Quentin Miller, that came up during his beef with Meek Mill a while back. Well, that serves as a kind of precedent for this.
So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
Right. And now we have this mysterious online figure releasing these alleged reference tracks from a rapper called Moolah. The claim is that Moolah's ghostwriter for those timestamp songs, the ones that are supposed to be Drake's most personal.
And they even have an alleged reference track for 5 a.m. in Toronto. And you can hear another rapper spitting the lyrics, the flow, everything, in a way that's pretty damn close to the final version.
Yeah, and these reference tracks, they're more than just lyrics on paper. They're like a full-blown performance demo. So it's not just someone writing the words, it's someone laying down the blueprint for the entire vocal delivery.
And there's another track that's really causing a stir, the alleged reference track for 4 p.m. in Calabasas.
This one's huge because remember how Drake defended himself before?
Mm-hmm.
He said, sure, he might collaborate on some tracks, but never for those super personal timestamp records.
Those were off limits, his sacred ground.
Exactly. But if this reference track is real, it directly contradicts everything he said.
It really makes you question the narrative he's built around his music. I mean, these timestamp songs are meant to be his most intimate, self-reflective work. And if it turns out he wasn't actually the one living those stories, feeling those emotions, well, that changes everything.
It does. It's like finding out a famous memoir was actually written by someone else.
It makes you look at his whole discography in a different light.
Definitely. And, this situation is actually pretty similar to the whole Meet the Grams cover art controversy.
Mm-hmm. Where people felt like there was some serious misrepresentation going on.
Exactly. It suggests a pattern of potential discrepancies between what Drake says and what actually happens.
It's all about image versus reality.
And the timing of these leaks is pretty suspect too. They drop right around the same time Terrace Martin, Kendrick Lamar's collaborator, makes those cryptic comments about a fading party.
Hard not to connect those dots.
It seems like a reaction to the ghostwriting allegations, like he's subtly throwing shade.
And it's not like this is coming out of nowhere. The information out there suggests that Drake's probably rubbed a lot of people the wrong way throughout his career.
It's possible there are more people out there with their own stories, ready to spill the tea.
Yeah, and then there's the drama with his label. Rumor has it things aren't so rosy there anymore.
And that's got people thinking that the label might not be so quick to jump to his defense, especially if he's acted against their interests.
They might even have more dirt on him, stuff they're just waiting to unleash.
So you've got Terrace Martin's cryptic comments. You've got this idea that Drake's made some enemies along the way. And then there's the potential tension with his label. It's like a perfect storm for these kinds of revelations to come out.
It's all adding up. And let's not forget, rumors about Drake's writing process have been floating around for years. Remember back in the Take Care era?
Oh, yeah.
There were whispers even then about collaborations going beyond just featured verses. People were saying names like The Weeknd might have had a hand in some of the melodies and lyrics.
Right, and that context makes these new allegations even more believable. We're not just talking about random speculation anymore. There's a history here.
It makes you look back at his beef with Kendrick Lamar a bit differently too, doesn't it? In songs like Family Matters and The Heart Part 6, he leans so heavily on gossip and drama. Some might see that as evidence that maybe his lyrical skills aren't all they're cracked up to be.
It's like he's relying on shock value instead of lyrical prowess.
Which brings us to the heart of hip-hop culture, doesn't it?
It does. The ability to craft your own rhymes, to tell your own story, that's always been so important in hip-hop.
It's about keeping it real, being authentic.
And these allegations suggest that Drake might be straying from those principles.
And that's a big deal for a lot of people.
Absolutely. So the big question hanging over all of this is, were some of Drake's most iconic, most personal songs actually written by someone else?
Yeah.
And if so, what does that mean for his legacy?
Yeah, if those heartfelt lyrics weren't actually his, how will fans feel? How will they connect with his music in the same way?
It really makes you question the whole idea of authenticity in music, doesn't it?
It does. And, you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This mysterious figure who leaked the reference tracks, they're saying there's more to come.
So this is far from over. We might be about to learn a whole lot more, and it might go way beyond just ghostwriting.
It really makes you think about what we, as listeners, value in music. If an artist isn't being real with us, if they're not the ones behind those deeply personal stories, does it change how we see them? Does it change how we feel about their music?
That's the question we all have to grapple with as this story continues to unfold.
What does authenticity even mean in music today?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And it's something we'll have to keep thinking about.
It's definitely a conversation that's just getting started.